Good morning, Vietnam. We are so back.
I'm pretty sure you said that last year.
I did, and I'm bringing it back this year.
What's going on, guys? It's bracket time.
It's playoff time. So excited. So many great matchups. And it's also time to make our brackets again. But before we get into that, make sure you are subscribed to Have a Shift Day and stay up to date on all of our playoff coverage. Follow us on social media. And also, we have been challenged by the T-Lay and Graves podcast. So we will see which podcast host out of the six of us has the best bracket.
And I suggest you take note of the picks I make because, I'm just a genius. I mean, I predicted Montreal to make the playoffs and, I'm just a genius.
Okay, let's get it going.
Winnipeg, St. Louis.
I think Montgomery's done a fantastic job turning around St. Louis. I think they won like a 12-game win streak, if I'm right.
Listen, St. Louis, you had a good run. Winnipeg's too good.
St. Louis, you had a nice run, 10-game win streak, and, or 11, I don't even know. But Winnipeg's winning, and it's, I don't know, I think, was it 12? That's crazy.
They lost 3 straight after that. They got to win to get in the playoffs.
But Winnipeg, it's got to be their year. They struggled to get past the first round. I feel like once they get past that first round, they can make a deep run, like the Capitals. For all those years, they couldn't get past the second round, and when they finally broke through, they won the Stanley Cup. Not saying Winnipeg won the Stanley Cup, but they're going to beat St. Louis.
But Winnipeg's winning, I think it's going to be in 5. They're going to win at home.
You're out in 6 games.
I think Jordan Binnington is going to steal some games here, but like we've all said, Winnipeg's going to come out of this one in 6, I believe.
Dallas, Colorado, that's the type of one that we got to watch. I don't know, I've been thinking about this for a long time. I think it goes 7 either way.
I've been riding Dallas. Luke went to Dallas, and he did some scouting for me on that trip. He talked to some players, talked to the boys. He told me they were feeling good, so we're gonna go with Dallas here. Mikko Rantanen's gonna have just a revenge tour in Colorado and just pop off the series. So we're gonna have to go with Dallas.
Probably going to go to 7 games. And in 7 games, you know what? Nathan McKinnon, bye-bye. Mikko Rantanen revenge tour is going to go crazy.
I want to say Colorado, but I'm gonna put Dallas up here. I think Dallas is going to take it.
As you can see, the marker is green. Let's go Stars.
You guys are wrong. Colorado's winning this in 7. Landy's back.
Dallas! Stars! Dallas! Stars!
Can I talk?
No.
Landy's finally back. The Avalanche are healthy. Jason Robertson might be hurt for Dallas. And Dallas has kind of they've been slacking lately. So Colorado in 7.
Now we're down here to Vegas and Minnesota.
Vegas is going to win against Minnesota in 5. I think Minnesota will get 1. It'll be a home game.
Look, I know I've been saying Minnesota, I think, could beat Vegas, but I gotta be realistic here.
I think Vegas has been underrated the whole season. I don't think enough people have been talking about him. Jack Eichel's had his best season of his career. He's arguably the best two-way player in the NHL. Neck and neck with Barkov, and I think that's just way too much for Minnesota.
This series is nothing more than a little kick in the can for Vegas, so we got the Golden Knights in literally 5 games here. Like, this ain't gonna be a matchup. Good night. Put a little blanket on that thing. You're done.
Mark, I'm sorry. You're probably not going to play any of the games. You had a great regular season. Great. Just a great overall career, but taking Vegas in 6.
I think Minnesota, they're starting to get healthy, but I just think Vegas is just the better team. I have to go with Vegas here.
Edmonton, LA.
For the gazillionth time in our existence.
I wish like the scriptwriters could pick something new for a change.
I've been saying it for weeks now. This is the best chance the Kings have to beat the Oilers.
I just think the Kings are the better team this go around. I think the Oilers have taken a step back from last year, and they played a lot of hockey. They played late in that series. It went 7 games.
They have one of the best home records in the NHL, and I think that the home team's going to win in all these games. 7 games, LA Kings.
It's hard to bet it. I know I said it before. It's hard to bet against McDavid and Draisaitl, but I have to go with the Kings here. They have to break through Doughty, Kopitar. Their time's coming to an end. And this is their year to finally get to the second round. Let's go with the Kings.
We'll go a bit different because series are gonna go to 7, but people have been getting in my ear, trying to convince me, and might be working.
Wow. Welcome to the king side.
This is the best team they've had against Edmonton, and if they don't win now, then Edmonton just owns you.
I mean, it's hard to bet against the Oilers. I think I'm going to go Edmonton in like 6. I think LA's going to put a good fight up.
So next we have Les Habitants against the Caps.
It's both my teams.
I don't like the Caps. They're a poverty franchise.
That's
I
why,
was-
Bold claim.
I was-
why they're first in the East, because they're poverty.
Montreal's going to put up a really good fight. I think they're going to hold Washington to 6 games, but they're going to Washington.
It's an easy one. Montreal. No. Gosh.
What?
Washington. I meant Washington. I did not mean Montreal. Washington.
Montreal. You've come far, Montreal. You know, it's been a great season riding with you guys. It's been a great season seeing you guys develop into the wagon that you are, even though you're an 8th seed. It's besides the point, you're still a wagon.
Habs, though, they are riding the, they kind of struggled getting into the playoffs. They almost blew it. Pains me to write, but Habs in 6. I got a
You mean Washington?
Caps in 6.
Washington, as I mentioned, this could be the greatest hockey season ever by NHL player in Alex Ovechkin. Will we break the goal record? A Conn Smythe, Stanley Cup, maybe. Stay tuned. But it's a great season, Montreal, but we're going to have to go with Washington. Just the better team. More veterans. I've been liking the way they're playing.
I don't remember if I said 5 or 6. I said 6. I think Montreal's going to get a couple here. Washington's just too good. Montreal, great job getting in this year. Ahead of schedule. You got a bright future ahead of you.
Carolina, New Jersey, you're not doing anything. I'm sorry. It's going to be Carolina in 5.
Going to be a snooze fest. It's not much excitement here for me.
Carolina in 5. New Jersey's too injured right now. Like, New Jersey, I'm sorry. Like, you have a great team, but you guys are too injured right now. You just got unlucky this year.
We're not even going to dilly-dally on this. It's going to be like 5 games. I don't think this is going to be close.
Jack Hughes out for the Devils. It's a big loss. Carolina all over the place this season. You know, they had Rantanen, they traded him away to get Stankoven. I just don't think that's enough, but it's enough to beat the Devils.
Toronto, Ottawa. Nick, you're going to be happy. I'm predicting Toronto.
Yeah!
This is going to be a bloodbath, I think. 2 passionate fan bases colliding. Toronto's, if it goes 7 games, they're going to have 7 home games because their fans travel well and they're going to take over Ottawa once they go there for games 3 and 4.
It's going to go to 7 games. Toronto's barely going to win. Ottawa's beaten Toronto in its last 5. Its last 5 games, and they're just play well against Toronto. I think that, but I mean, just more experience in the playoffs and things. I think, I don't know. Toronto's probably going to win this one.
I'm saying 6.
Fun fact, last time these guys played was the first round in 2004. And guess who won that series? The Leafs. And guess who's going to win this series?
That's not bad to go back to 2004.
That's 21 years ago.
Well, you know what? History has a tending to repeat itself, and it's going to repeat itself this year. Leafs in 5.
I think the East has never been weaker than it is right now, and if Toronto's finally going to break through, this has to be the year for them. And with that being said, they will break through and they will make the second round for the second time in Austin Matthews' career.
I think Linus Ullmark's going to steal some games, haunt the Leafs a bit from the past with Boston, but not enough. Playoff Brady is going to go nuts, though. I'm so excited for that. I think the Leafs are just going to have the upper hand.
Battle Florida for the second year in a row.
Well, Matthew Tkachuk's back, so... Oh, boy.
The fact that we could have a Tkachuk Bowl in the second round, potentially, is really exciting. But I don't think that's going to happen.
I think Vasilevsky, Kucherov, and we can't forget about playoff Jake. I mean, this guy just turns it up when it comes to postseason. I think Brandon Hagel's had a fantastic year.
Let's go have at least 300 penalty minutes in one period alone. Florida, obviously, they got the finals experience. Tampa Bay, they also have a lot of finals experience. Florida's not as good as I thought they were last year and the year before. Tampa Bay's still not as good as they used to be, so...
I think Florida has been too injured in the past month, and they're going to get a lot of guys coming back, and I don't know if they're going to be ready to jump right into that intensity. And Tampa has just been on fire lately. Vasilevsky is back,
I think Tampa Bay is just going to be too much for the Panthers. I think Florida will not repeat. Tampa Bay will be moving on to the second round.
Ultimately, I'm going to choose based on my love of Jake Getzel. So we're going to go Tampa Bay in 6.
We have the same East, guys. It's Tampa in this one, in 6.
They're all picking Tampa. I think it's going to be Florida. I think Florida's going to take it in 7. I don't know. Brad Marchand's going to help them out. They're going to take it in 7. All right, I changed my mind. Okay, so you have to think about this in the long run. I want to take Florida, but looking at Tampa going against Toronto, I think Toronto would beat Florida, but I don't see Toronto making it into the 3rd round. So that's why I'm taking Tampa, and you'll see in a little bit.
Round 2, I hope you're still watching because these are fantastic picks.
Dallas is going to get more healthy throughout the playoffs. So this series, I think, is going to be way closer than people think.
Winnipeg, President's Trophy. I think it's going to be way quicker of a series than people think.
Ultimately, I'm going to go the Jets. But I'm going to go Jets in 7. Another long series. It's going to be a long playoffs for Winnipeg.
And I just don't see Dallas being able to play against Winnipeg. They're both fast teams, but Winnipeg's going to take this one, and they're probably going to take it in 6.
The risk here for me is if Dallas loses in the first round, I'm screwed because they're going to the Western Conference Finals. And they're going to beat Winnipeg. Riding the Stars. Let's go Stars. My boys in green. Kyle Granlund, we love you.
Winnipeg, Colorado. I think Colorado's going to win. I just do not trust President's Trophy teams to make a very deep run. I'm sorry. Again, I think Colorado's healthy now, and Kale and Nate are just going to go absolutely nuclear on Connor Hellebuck.
Up next, we have LA, Vegas.
Vegas, I think they have the easiest path in the West. I'm not too afraid of Minnesota. And I think they're better either if LA gets out or Edmonton gets out of that first round. I think they're the better team.
I don't think it's going to be a sweep at all. But I do think Vegas is going to win. Vegas, also in 7.
They're underrated this whole year, and they're going to the Western Conference Finals.
Vegas, LA, like we've all said, Vegas.
Vegas, Edmonton. Edmonton's not winning.
I think maybe 6 games. I think Darcy Kemper has had that playoff experience. He's a cup-winning goaltender. So I'm sure he'll win some games for LA, but Vegas' offense is going to be too much for them in the end.
You guys look, you're good enough to beat LA. You're not good enough to beat Vegas. Vegas is going to the conference finals.
In the East.
Washington, you had a great year, but I just don't think you're good enough to be a playoff team. I think you're too slow, and I think it's going to be close. Now, laugh at me if I'm wrong and go right ahead. But me, I got Carolina beating out Washington. May I change my mind tomorrow? Yeah, I might change my mind tomorrow, but today, we're going with Carolina.
Like I kept talking about, Washington's speed, slow, mediocre, mid. Carolina's fast and actually has skill. So long story short, I don't know why I'm thinking about this. I'm going Carolina in 6.
I don't know why people are picking Carolina in this series. They just got to look themselves in the mirror every once in a while and just think about, the season that Washington had and the depth they have, the goaltending they've gotten. Washington in 7 games.
Logan Thompson has been injured the past couple weeks. He will likely be back for the first round. Even if he's not, he should be back by the second. And therefore, Logan Thompson is going to steal the series from the Carolina Hurricanes. And Washington is going to go to the conference final, as much as I dread it.
Ain't no way you choosing Washington over Carolina.
I am choosing Washington over Carolina.
That's a great pick.
I don't know puck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I predicted the downfall of the Bruins here.
Okay, and a blind squirrel finds another every now and then.
Oh, you're just going to take that? Are you just going to take that?
You know what? I might as well go to my next round.
Okay, I'm sorry, please, no.
I'm already made up my mind, Nicholas.
Toronto, Tampa.
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, let's go.
Tampa to the conference final.
Tampa's got just so many guys that have been there. They've done that. And they got the best coach in the league in John Cooper. I think Toronto's had a fantastic year.
With Toronto's history, I'd like to take them. I think it would be very exciting. I just don't see them beating Tampa. So, which originally was Florida, but that's okay.
I think Tampa Bay's gonna win this series. Vasilevsky is just he's back to his old self this year. His save percentage is ridiculous, whatever it is.
Jake Gensel will be scoring goals. Pennsylvania.
He plays in Florida.
I know he plays in Florida, but it was either the shirt that has Gensel's name on the front or the shirt that has his name on the back, and I went with the one on the front.
Kucherov, who's just, he's 130-point player in his NHL career, and he's automatic 100 points every season. And I just think he's going to dominate this series, and I think the physicality from Tampa Bay is just going to overrun the Leafs, and I got Tampa Bay in 7 games.
The series is going to 7. So you know what that means. Leafs in 7, baby. Let's go.
Goodness.
Leafs. Yep.
We're here at the conference finals. We got 4 teams left.
Got my boys in green and my Knights. The Knights have played 9 games. My math is correct because they won. That was a 4-game series, and that was a 5-game series. So they got fresh legs against Dallas, who's been through a ringer here. I mean, beating Colorado in the first round and then beating Winnipeg. That's arguably the top 2 teams in the West. I just think Vegas is fresh. Vegas is back in the Stanley Cup final. We're gonna go with 6 games.
I have a lot of faith in Colorado here. They're gonna go to the Stanley Cup final. I've been saying I don't really know what else to say, but I think this will be a 7-game series though. Like, it'll be intense, but Colorado's gonna pull out.
We're gonna get this one out of the way. I think it's gonna go to 6. It's weird to see Vegas go this far, but with their competition, I just think Vegas is gonna do it. But Winnipeg's going all the way, and Winnipeg's going to the Stanley Cup final. They're so good. I've said it since day one. We did a podcast before the entire season started. I said they're going to be your President's Trophy winners, and I said that they're going to go all the way. So let's keep it up, Winnipeg.
So we got Winnipeg in Vegas here. Like I said, Winnipeg, they're having a long playoffs here. By this time, Hellebuck's going to be so exhausted that he's just going to fold like an absolute napkin here. And Vegas... Vegas is sweeping this series.
Sweep?
That's crazy.
Yeah, Vegas is sweeping them in and out to the 3rd Stanley Cup final in like 8 years.
Washington, Tampa Bay. Washington, I think their depth and their goaltending have been great, but there's also a team with a better goaltender. And that team is Tampa Bay, who they're facing. I can't believe I'm doing this. Tampa Bay, you're back in the Stanley Cup final. Sorry, Caps. Tampa Bay could easily lose in the first round, and the second round, and the third round, but hey, we're in the Stanley Cup final in 7 games. I think Vasilevsky at this point has just played spectacular to get to the Stanley Cup final. He's had 4 shutouts on his way to the Stanley Cup final. I'm predicting Hagel, Jake, and Kucherov, and those guys are they're on one. They're on a heater.
Now with Carolina and Tampa, it's hard to bet against. Carolina's just had such a good year. They've had a little bit of ups and downs, but they played really well. Just absolutely just sending away players every now and then. Tampa has had the huge upbringing throughout the past, I want to say, month and a half. So I think out of these 2 teams, the one's going to come out on the top. I think it has to go 6 or 7. It's going to be a long series, but I'm taking Tampa. I think Jake has been absolutely unbelievable. Not biased because he was on the Penguins, but just having a 40 goal year, it's just unbelievable. So
Washington's not going to go that far.
Tampa Bay in the final.
Tampa Bay in the final, and we're going to have a rematch of the 2022 Stanley Cup Final.
Carolina, Toronto. Look, I love my Leafs. I do. I also think Carolina's a great hockey team. I'm just going to go by this on a game-by-game basis of what I truly think is going to happen. Game 1, be a great Leafs victory. Game 2, a great Leafs victory. Game 3, a fantastic Leafs win. Game 4, Carolina wins. Game 5, Carolina wins again. Game 6, Carolina ties the series. Game 7, I cry myself to sleep. I think the Leafs are going to get reverse swept in the conference finals. And Carolina's going to go to the finals. If it happens, you won't hear from me for like 5 days. But I gotta stick with what the good Lord's telling me here, and I don't want to be wrong.
I'm shocked. This is the most shocking pick.
Now for the finals, so we got Winnipeg versus Tampa. I said in the beginning, I'm just gonna go for it. The cup is coming to Canada. Winnipeg is gonna be your Stanley Cup champion. That's Ryan's bracket.
Colorado's winning the cup. I had Gensel on my shirt. I had to cover it up. It just felt wrong with it being there and me choosing Tampa to lose. Yeah, Nathan MacKinnon, Cale Makar, Gabe Landeskog are all going to win their second ever Stanley Cup. And Mikko Rantanen will be here in the first round. Sad that he didn't get a second Stanley Cup.
So we got Vegas, Tampa Bay. Only one team can win, and that team is the Vegas Golden Knights. They're winning the Stanley Cup for the second time. Jack Eichel, you're winning the Conn Smythe Trophy. This team is just a wagon. Let's go Knights. Vegas in 6 games. Let's go Knights.
What is that K?
I think that's not too shabby. Oh, yeah, we don't. You know the picks. That's all that matters. So.
We have a Canes-Vegas Stanley Cup final here. Carolina has to get to the finals at some point here. Like, I think this is the best opportunity. I know it doesn't make sense, but I feel like they had to take this step back to go forward. Once again, I think this series is going to be really close, really great. But ultimately, in 7 games,
What?
the Canes pull it out. And I know I was talking about, this Stanley Cup champion is going to come from the West. After doing the research, it's just too unpredictable. Canes over Vegas in 7. This could all be perfectly right, or this could all be literally wrong by next weekend.
That is all for our brackets. Let us know in the comments who you think is going to win the Stanley Cup and who you think has the best bracket. Make sure you are subscribed to Have a Shift Day to stay up to date on all of our playoff episodes that we're going to have coming up. And make sure you're following us on Instagram, TikTok, and X at HaveAShift_A to stay up to date on when those playoff episodes are going to come out, and also our daily Stanley Cup playoff recaps.
And remember, go Leafs, go.
No. Go Avs! If Ryan were here, he would say go Jets. Landy's... Why are you guys giving me the most issues?
Dallas.